I am Dungeon Master, your guide in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I am the Dungeon Master, and this is Dragons of the Frozen Seas. We are rejoining the party as they have just defeated the evil Winter Hag, and now her summoned frost giant skeleton, the body of the Frost King of legend, rises and begins to lumber forward, sword in hand, ready to strike you guys down. Scotty says, "Companions, fall back out of its reach. Remember to disengage. Force it to circle around these pillars here. It probably can't squeeze through so well, so we might have a chance of forcing it to attack only one of us rather than if it has some sort of like stomp, trample, or whatever. Please what?"
We're trying to find the map.
Oh, yes. Map. Ah, yes. I should have known that was map there. All I saw was Ma bracket. I'm like, I don't know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, my fault. My fault.
No, I should have realized that the bracket was right next to the P, but I just, for whatever reason, was like, what is she trying to say? Pop,
Sorry.
pop what magnitude? Pop what? All right, so Scotty then shows you what she wants you to do by moving in between the pillars here after using the disengage action. Or withdraw. I'm sorry, Pathfinder calls it withdraw. No, Rory. Oh, no, not yet, Ambrose. Sorry. You gotta wait for your turn. Sorry, buddy.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah, it's Rory's turn.
Yeah.
Battle one.
Yep. Nori, seeing this happen, says, North, hide behind the pillars. Your summoner demands it. And Nori slowly nods and sort of follows Scotty behind the pillar. And North, knowing that this thing is going to be is walking, how big can a pit go with Creed Pit?
It should be in the description. I'm not sure off the top of my head.
10 foot by 10 foot.
With a depth of 10 feet per 2 caster levels, maximum of 30 feet. So 30 feet.
Is it big enough to try and swallow up one of the foot?
The foot for sure. The skeleton is roughly 30 feet tall though. So like, although like he could climb out of it easily is what I'm trying to say.
But it would like delay him.
It might, but you're right. I just realized that by only being 10 feet by 10 feet across, yeah, like his foot will go down into it, and he might. Oh, don't forget to change your dice color. Oh, that was because it was the giant. Oh, never mind. Yeah, that was the giant save that it rolled.
Yeah, so it succeeds in avoiding getting slurped up into the hole.
Yeah, like his foot starts to go down in it, and he just like picks it back up out of it. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Or he sort of lets out a little and runs behind the pillar.
Okay. And now the skeleton is going to lumber forward and attack Ambrose.
How dare you? Do I get an anticipatory attack or anything like that because I'm standing still, or I'm just gonna get hacked?
You're just gonna get hacked. Your last round was spent finishing off the hag.
That's right. So I'm ready to get hacked. I'm just hack me.
I will. I'm gonna try to anyway. All right, here we go. He hacks at you twice, dealing critical damage to you as his longsword, like I said, it's enormous, probably some 30 feet tall itself, slices into your body. You can feel the warm blood matting into your fur. You're glad that your polar bear-like body is able to withstand such heavy blows, or surely you would be down for the count right now.
Retreat.
Well, I'm gonna take it like a bear.
And as you do so, Eric arrives just in time.
Mic check, mic check. Can y'all hear me?
No.
Just fine.
Sorry I'm late.
Oh, no worries, man. We were actually just getting started because we didn't want to wait too much longer, but this is perfect timing. So it's your turn, and it's your first turn of the round. The giant skeleton has risen, gripped its icy longsword that is some 30 feet long, and sliced away at Ambrose, hacking a large wound into him that has turned his white fur pink, but otherwise, he's okay. Oh no, you disconnected.
Hang on.
The bottom right corner of the skeleton's thing has a little yellow bar to show you that he is moderately wounded.
Okay. Do I still have my flaming sphere should still be in play, huh?
And
Yes.
we still have haste now that I think about it, at least for one more round.
Yes.
All right. Well, the hag is dead, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to direct the flaming sphere to move into the same square as the skeleton and burn it up.
Yep.
I also suggest that you hide behind one of the pillars so skeleton doesn't get you.
Yes, well, I can take a 5-foot step and still use my move action for that. Well, I could use a standard action, couldn't I?
Yeah. Because it's just a bonus action or a free action to direct the flames, right?
Well, technically it says move action on the
Move
spell.
action. Okay.
But I mean, I could use a move action and with my standard action actually move, huh?
Yes, absolutely.
We get +1 modifiers as long as they're still hasted.
All right. Well, I'm gonna move over to one of those pillars on the left and kind of. Well, actually, hang on a second. Let me see what spells I have left. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go with the original plan.
Radio.
Right. I forget. How do I set a move path?
You just move your token.
All right. Well, I'm gonna move him right there,
Yep.
and I'm gonna direct the flaming sphere to the giant.
Yep. And then go ahead and target the giant and do the flaming sphere.
I'm reasonably sure he's gonna save, but we'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, you know. Yeah.
All right, that's gonna be Eric's turn.
Wait, is it half damage on a save or no damage on a save?
No damage.
Okay, okay. Just wanted to make sure. Don't forget to end your turn.
I'm trying to figure out how to pull it up. Hang.
Also, if you pull up the crossed swords, the combat tracker on the upper, and you drag that black arrow down to any of the 1 through 12 buttons, then you can use the F key that correlates with that number to just end your turn. So like if you drag it down to 12, then you can just push F12 every time you want to end your turn.
Okay, good to know.
Hey, Scotty!
Hi! We missed you. We were worried about you.
Hey, Scotty.
And then Viter rushes up to Ambrose and hugs him.
Bear hug.
He's like, "No, Ambrose."
My material compatriot, we must not let you die.
I'm gonna fight on. I'm just gonna beat the crap out of this guy.
We'll do it with some more hit points.
Excellent. Right.
But first, you need to start hiding.
No, I'm going right after.
Yeah, he's like, nah.
He
Not-
will die with honor and glory if he does die.
Well, you are blinded currently.
That is true. That winter hag really did her duty.
Okay, so it's my turn. Let's see what I have left. Wait, I should have 2 fireballs out, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should be. I think I should be down. Should I be down 2 fireballs?
I'm not
I think
sure.
I think you only used one fireball in this encounter. I can't speak to your to any previous encounters. So.
Yeah, see, that's what I was trying to remember because you used the one, but I thought everybody had rushed in after that, and so you didn't use another one.
So I just wanted to make sure because I didn't want to cheat because it says I still have several.
Yeah. Well, I'm not 100% certain, but I tend to agree with Eric that you had only used one against the Winter Hag and the Giant because your companions were too close after that.
Yeah. North was real close. Yes, that's true. Okay. I thought I might have used 2, but y'all are probably right.
I'm not 100%, but I think it was one.
Okay. I'll trust y'all if y'all both say 1.
I'd say both of us being, around 80 to 90% is good enough to equal, yeah.
Yes, I remember now. I ended up using a smaller one because the Quicken I didn't have because I wanted to use it for and it as a Quicken I don't have enough high enough slots to upgrade it. That is correct. Y'all
Yeah.
are correct now I think about it. Anyway, sorry. All right, so Fireball we go. I'm going to have you assist and put it like where it won't hit Ambrose.
Yeah. So basically, once again, you're going to be casting it back by the throne because it is this big. So as long as you cast it, no closer than that, Ambrose is fine.
Okay.
Hi guys, this is Bruce. Sorry to go silent for so long.
No, it's okay. We were just hoping you were okay.
I had some difficulties for a while and some schedule conflicts, but I'm here now.
That's all that matters. And sorry that things weren't well, but we're glad hopefully they're better.
We were worried that maybe COVID got you.
No, we saw he was online. He's okay. Oh no! I failed my reflex. That's not optimal.
Darn.
Well, it's optimal for you.
I know, I was being sarcastic.
So to catch you up real quick, Scotty, your party made it into the throne room of the frost giant king who ruled over the first city when it fell, and the winter witch reappeared and reanimated him before being
Decapitated
yeah
by Ambrose.
decapitated. And so now the Winter Witch is dead. The one who who had killed Jalivi, or not Jalivi, Ixlana. And now the frost giant skeleton has been revived, reanimated, and is seeking revenge for the death of the Winter Witch. And so Jalivi, go ahead and roll your fireball damage to see how messed up he is.
Is it gonna hurt you a lot more than it's gonna hurt me?
Oh,
57.
the fireball erupts all around his body and head, and you can see melting ice dripping off of him. And for a second, it looks like he's about to fall, but he rises, pushing his longsword down into the ground and using it to stand up, and continues to lumber forward.
Okay. Well, let's see. Cousin, I got him, so just be careful. Ambrose is kind of hurt, but we'll get through it. Oh, and we got Vitor. He's a healing spirit bear now, just so you know, Scotty.
Oh yeah, I don't know if
Is
you
that
had
what the
missed that.
bear looks like?
Yeah, I forgot you had missed that part too. Yeah, Vitor came back as a dread wraith after having been killed by the wraith and tried to kill the party, but was healed by Eric using a cure spell on him, or a revive spell, revivify or whatever.
We had to purify Vitor's race form, but now he's a spirit companion.
Yeah, and he can
Excellent.
and he can use his positive energy to heal you guys.
Excellent.
That's
Alrighty. Alrighty, we're gonna go. We're gonna straight at this guy. I don't care about hiding at this point. We're gonna beat the shit out of him. Ready?
Right?
Alright, so I gotta target this guy first, right? So
+1 modifier.
Yes, but don't forget that you're blind right now.
I don't care. I'm a bear. I have instincts beyond my sight.
You do.
I have smell. I have hearing. I should be good to go.
You do.
How long does the blindness last?
5 more rounds.
Mm.
So
Right.
it does carry with it a 50% mischance, just so that you know.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm gonna beat the odds.
All right.
All right. I'm swinging at this thing. I believe I've targeted it right. I'm 10 away,
Yes.
so I can do 2 rolls, right?
Yes.
Yeah, don't forget if you do a full attack, you get an additional attack with one of your natural weapons.
Hold on a second, so I gotta give
Or
myself
one of your weapons, period.
+1 modifier, and I'm just rolling at this point, right? Or do I
Yes. Yes. So you take the long axe dwarven where it says 2 attacks. Yep. There you go.
I forgot to put my modifier.
Okay, and they both hit.
See? Told you.
Ambrose beats the odds despite his blindness and skewers the leg of the giant skeleton.
And now take just the 1 plus 17 from the bottom one. You're not going to roll that damage, but to make it just 1 attack, go ahead and just take that and roll it to see if your extra attack from haste hits.
Okay, so I should roll the. Oh, I see what you're saying. So I'm rolling just the not the damage die. I'm just rolling the just the straight up.
Yes. Hey, another hit and another hit. So, very good. Now, where it says the 2d6 plus 13 after the 2 attack one up from the bottom, you're
Yep.
going to roll that 3 times.
Okay. There's 1. There's 2.
I saw boxcars.
And there's 3.
Not bad, not bad. Pretty decent damage all around. So, the skeleton, you hack away at its leg, and you actually manage to chop one of its legs off right at the kneecap. It looks unbalanced and wobbly as it uses its longsword to prop itself up.
Well, I'm pleased. I'm pleased to have knocked the crap out of it a little bit more. Let's see who else can cause some problems.
Addie's turn.
Now you are hasted currently for 3 more rounds. Scotty?
Aha. Well, Scotty is going to sees that this thing is happening, but poor Ambrose may be in trouble. So she's going to run 15 feet west and then diagonally a little bit to the south. I'm not sure how to move my token.
Oh, you just grab it and move it. Yep.
She will move to there, and then she will channel positive healing energy to heal all of us who are wounded.
Excellent.
Hopefully give Ambrose a little bit of extra energy.
The skeleton is still standing, huh?
Yes.
It is. She'll let someone else finish off.
Yep. That way
Now-
that we can get Ambrose a little bit healthier.
It is missing a leg though, so it's using its sword as like a crutch.
You guys can take it down. I'm not sure how to roll, though.
Okay, so if you target everyone that you need to target, right now you don't have anyone targeted, so control left click on anyone that you need to target, which looks like Ambrose and North, and yourself.
And herself.
Yeah, if it affects yourself. So just go ahead and control left click on each of those tokens.
I'm trying and failing.
Okay, I will do it.
Please do. Sorry.
Oh, no
Ooh,
worries.
I'll bet it would work better if I got a mouse rather than a laptop.
Oh,
Trackpad. That's my problem.
yeah. It works.
When you played, you said you had a problem without a mouse.
Yeah, it works better with a mouse. And then,
I have one. I just don't have it hooked up.
yep, no worries. And then if you go down to the cure moderate wounds down there, or wait, you're trying to channel positive energy.
This is channeling positive energy for 3d6 extra hit points to everybody.
Okay, 1 second.
Sorry, but I'm not sure where to find it.
I'm adding it. Okay, and then it's just 3d6, no other modifiers or anything like that?
Correct. Just 3d6, no modifiers. And I presume we have not rested since we've faced the Hydras, right?
Correct.
Got it. So she has 4 left. This will be 3 left after this.
Okay. Okay, so now you'll see that you have a channel positive energy, and you just drag the 3d6 over into the chat. You might have to click on the magnifying glass to the right first, but then once you do so.
Where on abilities?
Yeah, all the way down under actions.
Actions tab, and then actions, you have your spells and your combat, and then when you press on your spells, there's a little magnifying glass, and you click on the magnifying glass, and then there's a little button that says cast or damage under that particular spell.
How many of these per day do you have?
6 per day. After she took the feat extra channel, since it seemed so useful.
Also, if you haven't leveled up, Scotty, you're level 7 now.
Ah, okay. Yeah, yeah, I think I haven't done that. But it's only, she heals 5 hit points to everybody. Not enough.
Oh, that's a terrible roll.
Terrible,
Still
terrible roll.
helps.
And done.
Okay. And then don't forget to click on the combat tracker, the 2 crossed swords, and then click the down arrow button to end your turn.
Looking for it.
Right hand corner, and then when you press the 2 things in the right hand top corner, the 2 cross swords.
Yep, and then if it makes it
Got it.
easier for you on your laptop, if you drag the black arrow down into one of the numbered boxes on the bottom, 1 through 12, those correlate to your F keys. And so,
Got it.
yeah, you can just push like
Done.
F1, F12, whatever. All right.
That's very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. No, Rory?
Yep. So Nori starts seeing Ambrose is not running away and hiding behind the pillars and still managing to succeed. He sort of lets out a sort of exhausted sigh and says, "At least try and protect yourself." And he's going to cast Shield on Ambrose.
That's a very friendly spell to cast.
We appreciate that.
So,
Done? Move on. It's your turn.
yep, and just it provides a 4 shield bonus to AC.
Yep.
So,
Appreciate that.
and
I need it. I'm going to need every single one of those.
and North sort of notices that no one else is hiding and decides to attack the giant skeleton.
Yep. So I'm going to attack you for that, of course.
Yeah. That's what I
Is that
think.
an attack of opportunity from the skeleton?
Yes.
Aye, aye, aye.
Leaning down with his one hand that isn't holding the longsword for support. He claws at you, smashing North into the ground. He is nothing but a pile of ice melting.
And North sort of says, and Norori just looks at the pile where North was and says, "Did you really have to do that?" That was like a moment of Norori losing control of North.
Yeah. All right. So now, where was I? Oh yeah, killing you guys. So now, because I am using my sword to balance with, I can only attack you with my claw.
Which will be made difficult thanks to the shield.
Ambrose is critically wounded as the giant's clawed hand smashes into it twice. Into him twice.
That's nothing. I can take that. I got 5 hit points left, man. I'm ready to play.
Good thing he got shielded.
You just got healed for 5.
Yeah, right? You are literally the difference between him being up or down.
All right, Eric, seeing the blow that was just struck against Ambrose, is going to run up to Ambrose and cast Cure Light Wounds.
All right. Good, friends. You take care, Ambrose. I'll down this thing.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to attack you for that.
Does that get in within his range?
Yep.
How much reach does it have?
20.
Yay.
Does it get multiple attacks on it?
No,
Now,
but
is
it
that
just
20
it just had
is
its
that
turn.
Is that 20 with his sword or 20 with his...
The sword doesn't provide him any special reach.
Okay, well, I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yep. No worries. Don't worry, you'll live. It's just a claw.
Oh, I'm thinking of using the goblet that the giant dropped and using it to improve the AC of my Eldion.
It's as big as a bathtub.
And I mean, North is sort of almost as big as a bathtub.
I'm just pointing out, the goblet's big.
Well,
Not in its current state.
Oh, you meant like melting it down. I got you. Okay.
Yes, I understand.
All right, Eric, go ahead.
Actually, can I change my target? Since he's undead, I think I want to cure him instead.
Um,
I'm not close enough, am I?
You're not close enough right now. I'll allow you to continue moving closer if you want.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, I have to check and see if he has combat reflexes, though.
I don't.
No, not you. The giant. He doesn't. Okay, you're good.
Don't worry, Ambrose. I'll patch you up afterward.
it's all good, man.
Bring
5 hit
it
points. I can
down.
do a lot of damage with 5 hit points left. I'm good.
Bring it down. Bring it down.
All right, so now, for this, what spell are you using?
Cure Light Wounds.
Cure light wounds? Okay, so
That's the last cure spell I have left.
yep, so it's already got the melee touch attack set up there, so go ahead and give her a shot.
bring it down.
That's about right.
Oh. Not only did I save, so I would have only taken half, which still would have been enough, but then, yeah.
All right. Well, that's it.
If he missed, that means he's still holding the charge. The
He
spell's
is.
not gone.
Correct.
Well, could I touch Ambrose with it then?
I'd allow it.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
How creative.
At least it's not a wasted turn, you know. So don't forget to switch your targets then.
Like so.
You're not targeting Ambrose.
It's not much, but it's better than nothing.
It's better than what your healer did.
And done.
Although, in fairness, I don't think Scotty was ever intended as a healer.
Correct. Well, she is a shaman of life, so kinda.
Kind of, yeah.
North is the kind of guy that summons things.
I just like to blow things up.
And can Victor heal Ambrose again?
Yeah, one last time. There you go. Oh, I feel terrible about that roll there.
We're used to it.
Yeah, sorry.
It's all
Cousin
good.
Gillivi, bring it down.
Will do. I am wondering if he's almost dead, and I'm wondering.
Well, he's been dead for a long time.
What'd you say?
He's been dead for a really long time.
Oh, well, okay. His magical undead rising is almost completely gone, but
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I should take the chance on a smaller spell. I think I might. Let's see.
Well, a magic missile might finish him.
That's what I'm hoping.
If you want to be safe, you could just fireball him again, though.
I know. I'm just trying to debate. That's what I'm trying to debate. All right. Is it targeting? I don't see it targeting.
No, you're not targeted right now. Now you are.
Again, slightly behind giant dude.
Well, a bit more behind now since Eric is right up on him, but yeah.
Yep. About about yeah,
Do you
got
have
it.
a way to cure the blindness?
Do not have cure blindness. I could blind him, but he's almost dead, so I do not have cure blindness.
So I'm gonna hit him last time blind. I'm gonna hit him this time blind.
Yeah. You did hit him all 3 times defying the odds, so.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think he used up all of our luck for the entire battle too.
It's all right. All I need is one more strike. Let's do it. There you go. There it is.
Yes. And as your fireball explodes all around the skeleton, it looks as though he drops down to one knee with only one leg left, is only one knee left. He drops down to it, grabbing onto the floor. But as he grabs onto the floor, you see a flicker of a jewel inside the longsword. It glows red, and the skeleton makes a fortitude save.
Oh.
All right. So the skeleton is still badly damaged, but reconstitutes, including his missing leg, out of ice.
Oh dear.
We've
And-
got to.
He
We
has
gotta-
only 1 hit point, but is still able to fight.
Okay.
Bring it on. Let's go. So I'm rolling 3. I got 3 attacks, right?
Yep, but hold on, you're targeting Veter right now.
Oops. Got it?
Yep. Oh, no, you're still targeting Veter.
Yes.
Hold on, I'm gonna clear your targets. All right, now just target the skeleton. There you go.
Excellent. 3 rolls, right?
Yes.
So I got 2.
Oh my God, really?
I got 1 more. I got 3 hits. Yep.
You have now hit him 6 times out of 6 with a 50% miss chance, which doesn't even include the fact that you could have missed with the D20 roll as well, although like less likely since his armor class isn't that great, but still.
I'm
That
the
just-
bear. That's all I have to say. I'm the bear.
That just makes up for all the low rolls on the heels we've been giving him.
That's right, and all the initiatives that I've missed. So anyway, he's dead. Did I get him?
Dead? Yeah. Well, now he's got to roll his fortitude save.
We gotta take that gem.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he makes his save, and so he's still at 1 hit point after you hack away at his ice leg, knocking it out from under him, but the gem glows once more and it heals back over with more ice.
Well, I got 2 more. I got 2 more damage rolls here, though.
Which gem? What's a hoodle?
Yep, so go ahead and
shooting.
okay, so now I got 2 more saves I gotta make. All right. No! You knock him down, and the gem goes to glow, but you hack the arm holding the sword clean off before he can reform. The sword clangs to the ground, and the body explodes in a shower of snow that falls down gently on you guys like a globe.
Then stay down.
Holy icebergs! That was a little exhilarating, though I imagine that was a bit harrowing as well.
Like so. Okay, so how big is that gem?
Looking at the sword, you see that in the hilt is a ruby shaped like a heart, the size of Ambrose's head.
All right. Ambrose, think you can hack that thing out of there and carry it at all? Think it's possible, or is there a way we can cut it? I don't know.
I'm a strong bear. I think I can carry anything the dungeon master says I can carry.
Well, not the sword, but perhaps the gem, yeah.
And during this time, Nori's going to resummon North.
And Genevieve is going to look for signs that the hag might, if she left her spell book, she left she left evidence that the curse is broken, or is going to look to way to see if the curse is broken yet.
It might be a good idea to examine the gem and make sure the gem itself isn't cursed before we do anything.
Well,
So,
during this time,
let me go ahead. I'm sorry, North.
You mean Nori? Just saying. North is the Eldion.
Apologies.
North, sort of looking at the goblet, says, "All right." Nori's looking at the goblet, says, "All right, North, care to pick up that goblet?" And he's going to try and make a strength check to try and carry the goblet.
So
I'm sorry, you cut off. What?
I'm carrying I got the gem.
You have to make a strength check to try and pry the gem free of the sword.
All right, Genevieve rolled 27 for knowledge.
Go.
She is looking for signs that the curse might be broken, or any other signs of other cursed items or other illusions, etc., and also looking to see if the hag left her spell book behind or any other valuables.
Okay. Yeah. So, Ambrose, you go to try and pry the gem free of the sword, but find that it is firmly bound in there. Jalivi, you are, trying to determine if the hag's curse was broken. However, you cannot tell exactly, whether it's been broken or not, because the main curse was on your village, Scotty's father in particular. And so, as far as the totality of the curse is concerned, you can't tell. You don't seem to be under any effects of anything right now. However, looking around, the only effect that you can see left behind by the hag was her black ice staff.
Eric sees Ambrose struggling with the gem and goes over to him and says, "Move aside. Let me show you how it's done."
Yeah, and while you're doing that, North goes to pick up the goblet. However, it's like 10 feet tall, so it's very unwieldy. And although he can like roll it around on its side and even stand it up, like physically carrying it is basically impossible.
Okay, so what do I roll to look for to see if it's safe to carry it and maybe purify it for other uses? The staff later, bring it to somewhere where they can be, or somebody that can purify it.
Well, in order to like determine stuff like that, you'd need to cast Identify or something like that on it. Failing that, the best you can do is try a use magic item check just to see if you can, you know, wield it. Not necessarily trying to use it, but just even touch it safely. Of course, that requires touching it. So if it isn't safe, then you're gonna, suffer whatever effect.
Oh, this gem's bound in there tighter than I thought.
Yeah, he
Um,
tries to get it, and he realizes right away that the gem itself is so heavy that like he might not be able to even pick it up. But he manages to put on a good poker face and be like, "Oh man, I think you wedged it in there."
All right. Well, I'm going to try casting Bull Strength on Ambrose and let him give it another shot.
Okay, and while you're doing that, Jalivi attempts to pick up the staff. Uh,
Do you need me to roll another strength check there, DM?
yes, but this time with a plus 2 to the. Is it plus 2? Yeah, it's plus 2.
Did it cast?
Yeah.
Actually, it's +4 strength. So, +2 modifier. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
All right, yeah.
man.
Now my rolls suck all of a sudden.
Yeah. And unfortunately, the DC.
I mean, obviously I have time, right?
Yeah, well, but unfortunately, what this means is that unless you can come up with something new, it is just simply too tightly wedged in there for you to get it out, even with your improved strength. So
All right.
you guys
Eric
are
is
gonna
going
have to. You guys are gonna have to come up with something for that. But
In addition, Eric is going to also cast Divine Guidance on Ambrose and give him an additional +1 to his roll.
hey, okay. I'll allow for that. But in the meantime, Jalivi, roll that will save. That will save.
Is that under combat?
It's either main page, and then at the bottom you'll see uh, your fortitude, reflex, and will saves.
DM,
Yes.
did North manage to pick up the goblet?
No, it's too tall and awkward to be picked up. He can roll it around and even stand it upright, but it's just too awkward to be carried. Jalivi, you can feel an evil spirit inside of the black ice staff trying to take over your mind with every second that you hold it. Sort of like the Palantir.
Okay. And so I feel this, and I'm wondering, how often will I have to roll these will saves if I want to get it purify it, or if I want to go destroy the evil spirit.
If you're touching it, every second that you're touching it. 6
Okay.
saves a round. No, I'm kidding. You would need to roll probably once an hour.
I would drop it right now. Just drop it for a while.
I say we
Yeah.
just bind the staff to the goblet to the inside of it and just roll the goblet out of here.
That sounds like an excellent idea.
How are you
And-
gonna bind it to the inside of the goblet though?
With rope.
It's a goblet.
I know.
I guess I'm having trouble picturing what you're trying to do.
He's saying the goblet had 10 feet long, and she's a normal sized thing, so the rod is only going to be like 3 feet maximum. That's what he's getting at.
The staff is about 6 feet, but that's not the thing. I'm saying that the inside of the goblet is like, rounded and smooth.
So we tie a rope to the outside of the goblet where the shaft meets the cup part of it.
Okay.
And make sure it's tied nice and tight there.
Yep.
And then loop it around to the top of the goblet, tie the staff after we loop it, and then bring it all the way down across to the other side of the shaft of the goblet.
Okay. I mean, that won't necessarily hold it inside, like it'll be at the top of the goblet, but yeah.
We could still roll the goblet that way.
Sure.
Too bad I don't have glue.
Or you could just tie a rope to the staff and just drag it behind us.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that might be a little easier.
Well, better yet.
Better idea.
Yeah. And North can go roll the goblet out of here.
Okay, but where are you guys going?
Yeah, hold on a second. Well,
To the nearest place to sleep that is safe.
I get one more shot at the gem, though, right?
Yeah, with the +3 total now.
Okay. Let's see if we can get the gem. What do I need to roll?
Because you got +2 from the bull strength and +1 from the guidance.
Right, but what's the number I need?
Oh, I don't tell that before.
Oh, you're taking the fun out of it. Okay, hold on.
Well, it's 15. So
Okay, let's see what I got. Oh, Jesus Christ!
I
that's
didn't have any extra fortitude. Dang.
and there was literally almost no way you could fail it.
I'm going to try and get North to try and pull it out then.
All right, I'm going to cast Divine Guidance on North before he does so.
Or y'all can shrink
well-
it. I'll shrink it and take it out that way. Like, I really want
Unfortunately, because I gave Ambrose an extra attempt there, the gem is now stuck inside the sword. You guys are going to have to come up with a way to get it without using strength checks.
All right, how about
we try and carve up the sword so only the part that has the gem inside of it is carryable.
Let's sunder the sword itself around where the gem is.
Or you can, or if somebody wants to shrink the gem, y'all can try that.
I'm going to attempt to sunder the sword. And actually, I think Ambrose would have a better shot of doing this.
Okay, happy to do it. What am I rolling? Strength roll?
Okay, so in order to sunder an item, it's a special check in combat, but outside of combat, I think that it pretty much comes down to, what your method of trying to break something is.
Right. So I'm gonna do one of my. I've got my long axe. I'm just gonna smash it with the flat end of my long axe to see if I can smack it out.
The gem?
That's not what we suggest.
No.
No, I would suggest like cutting like the parts of the sword off, like without hitting the gem. Like
What are you
so,
gonna cut it with?
Is my long axe sharp enough to do that? I don't think that it is.
What about prying the gem out with a knife and using leverage?
Well, a knife probably isn't gonna give you enough leverage. You could try to
Okay,
use like
does anyone have a sword laying around?
a what?
A sword.
I mean, Ambrose has a long sword.
Yeah, and we would just be using a dagger as a wedge. I mean, just to pry it out of the socket. I don't see why we wouldn't be able to do that much.
With my axe.
Scotty has some daggers. She'll provide you with one to do that. She walks up and hands it over a dagger.
Okay.
You said it's about the size of Ambrose's head, huh?
yeah. I mean, which I assume is
So a 1 foot dagger. I mean, his head's what? A
2
foot in
feet.
diameter tops.
Yeah. Well, I'd say like 2 feet across. I mean, we're talking about a bear head here.
All right. Well, a foot long dagger would surely be able to do something to a 2 foot stone, then, to be able to pry it out of the socket.
I mean, it might give you some leverage. It's just not gonna be like, great.
All right. So someone's handing me a dagger, and I'm going to try it.
But she-
Well, see, here's the issue that I have with this is I assumed you guys were using, whatever tools and options that you guys had at your disposal for getting leverage on it. I didn't think that
Oh
you
no,
just
we're just trying
grabbed
to
it,
straight
but
pull the gem out of the sword using brute strength.
either way, the point is that you're not gonna. You got to do something else.
All right. So you would try the just the flat side of my long axe. I'm just going to hit behind it, see if I can knock it out.
Okay. So again, all of these efforts that you guys are mentioning are kind of encompassed within the strength check that you tried. Just because it's one roll doesn't mean that it was just one action that you tried. When somebody attempts to, make a strength check to break down a door, it's not that they just kicked it once or shoulder rammed it once. They went at it as hard as they could and gave it their best effort. And so my DMing philosophy is that if you change something fundamentally about what it is that you're doing, I can allow for a reroll. But like a lot of the minor things that you guys are talking about, like using a dagger to get leverage and all that, that was already factored into your roll of like you guys did everything you could to try and get that out. And so casting the bull strength, I went ahead and allowed for the reroll because like fundamentally you're stronger. It changes the bonus, by all means. And then even like with giving them guidance, I was a little bit on the fence with that, but I went ahead and erred on the side of giving you guys another roll. Now you need to like Hazard said, either break the sword into pieces so that it's easier to like, get at the gem by just breaking it out of its setting, or some other means, whatever that would be, of getting the gem out of there rather than just trying to pry it out. You guys have tried everything. You've spent an hour using different daggers. You probably broke like at least one blade of a dagger trying to pry it. You took whatever, rope you guys had and tried to like slip it under there somehow. Both of you worked on it at once since Eric got a strength check as well. You guys did all of that, like combined all of your efforts, and you just can't get the gem out of there. So now,
North, North
if you
didn't
guys,
attempt it.
well, North didn't attempt it, but because I've already decided that strength alone isn't going to be enough now, like you guys have to try, something else, anything else.
Yeah. Is there a magic spell that someone's got that could cleave metal?
I would be able to after a long rest. I'm about out of magic spells right now, though.
That's
If
not
I'm
a
on-
bad idea, though.
North-
Yeah, we should do a long rest. I agree. And I
Scotty,
actually,
go ahead.
and I actually think I might have one more level 1 spell that I didn't put in, but I would have to check.
I could cast Shillelagh on my staff and try to sunder the item itself.
The sword?
You would need
Scotty
to
has been
grease it. You would need to shrink it or grease it.
conserving energy and has lots of spells left, but nothing useful in this case.
Right. And then you gotta decide whether you want to spend a spell slot on something like that just for the gym. So, but yeah, long rest is definitely a good idea.
Do we want to shatter it?
I actually thought about that, about like but nobody here's got gym cutting because we could have just done that and made it easier, but nobody has gym cutting.
Okay, so what would I need to do if I were to cast Shillelagh on my quarterstaff and then attempt to sunder the sword itself around the gem? What kind of roll would that take?
Well, you smash the hilt of the sword, breaking the hilt clean off. It is made of some kind of mythical creature's horn and breaks into several hard chitinous-like pieces, releasing the gem.
All right,
Scotty
well, we got
says, be careful of that thing. It might be dangerous to touch.
Touch it.
no, we've already touched it, haven't we?
Yeah. You guys were touching all over it, trying to pry it out.
All right, well, let's just tie a rope to it and drag it with us.
Do we want to destroy it?
Well, this is the heart of the phoenix that your father had pointed you towards.
So no.
He believed that this was a weapon that could be used to aid you in stopping Ragnarok. He believes that if Fimbulvinter can be stopped, that Ragnarok will never come to pass, and that by wiping out the frost giants who are feeding Fimbulvinter, that you can prevent Ragnarok from ever happening.
That seems like a good idea, guys.
So now you finally have the heart of the phoenix, which, as you saw, bestowed upon this skeleton the ability to rise again and again. what powers it all has and what it can all do, you do not know.
All right. Well, how many? I need to figure out if I have another level 1 or level 2 spell that I haven't added yet. Because we need to make a pocket, or I need to probably make a magic pocket or something. If I do, or a grease. But I'll do that later. Actually, I should probably do it now when we're in the long rest. We are taking a long rest, right?
Well, that's, what are you guys going to do? Like, you're in the throne room. The path, behind you is mostly blocked off, although, like, you did wander through, a huge labyrinthian, city for a while there that was mostly empty. So there is a huge section of city behind you. But beyond that is blocked off. The path back to the surface that way is blocked off.
But another door that we didn't take, other than this one, in that courtyard or whatever.
Yeah, the one that the mechanical bird warned you away from.
Yep.
In order to
So-
rest, we just need to find a quiet, out-of-the-way place where we will hopefully be left alone. We want someplace small that we can close up so our body heat can warm it up because it's so
Right.
cold in here.
If you ask me, the cold is perfectly fine.
Well, that's great for you, Norori, but for the rest of us, we need warmth.
All right. So, are there any little crevices like behind the throne room or anything that would be safe?
Oh, you'd have to look around.
Are there any side rooms? I'm gonna roll perception and see what I see.
Okay. Looking around the throne room, the first thing you notice is that all of the pillars and walls are covered in a coat of ice. As you look for any other doors or entrances or exits, you see that there is a huge, massive stained glass window that is completely frosted over, so you can't see what images are etched into the glass. But no
But
other
I don't
doors.
see any. I don't see any side rooms or corridors or anything like that, huh?
No, just a massive long row of pillars that leads up to the throne, and then a gigantic throne with smaller thrones to either side where his son sat.
Well, what do y'all think?
Is the can you see anything through the stained glass window?
No, it's so frosted over that you can't even see the image.
I think we just go in a corner and rest. And then this is we can put up a shield wall, some sort of alert or something if somebody has it. Let me see.
I'm gonna put my quarterstaff through the stained glass window so I can look through it.
It's a long way up. You'd have to throw it and then you'd lose it.
Oh, it's up in the air.
Yeah, it's probably a good 30 feet up.
All right. Well, I'm gonna throw a stone at it then and shatter it. Because why not?
Must you be brutal with all your actions?
I could stand watch and take turns and get through the night. That's what we should do.
All right. Fine.
you want to break the stained
I
glass,
think-
go ahead.
All right, I say we just go in the corner and rest.
I imagine North and Norori are going to set up the goblets so it makes a temporary tent.
Okay.
Okay.
You kind of tip it so that it's held up by a large candlestick holder, and it's propped up enough for you guys to climb in and out, and tilt it over enough to make like a roof.
Cool.
Yeah, if we use the goblet, all of us would be able to fit inside of it as a shelter, huh?
Oh no, not even close. North definitely wouldn't, and Ambrose for sure wouldn't like fit in there with anyone else. Like it's pretty much like Ambrose could curl up in the bottom of it and be comfortable like a cat, but that'd be about it.
Okay.
Because Ambrose is big.
I'm just gonna go, find the corner that we're gonna hang in. I'm just gonna lean against the wall. I'm gonna drift off to sleep, and that's what I'll do. I don't know who's gonna watch. Who's the first round to watch?
I'll watch first round.
With his wounds still stinging and his fur matted with his own dried blood, Ambrose drifts off to sleep to dream the warrior's dreams of.
Before we go to sleep, Scotty, could you heal us channeling positive energy?
Absolutely. Scotty will use up her remaining, however much remaining healing she can. She has lots. She has, let's see, 3 first-level spells, which can all be Cure Light, and 2 second-level spells, which can all be Cure spells, and channeling. She should be able to deliver a lot of healing to Ambrose. How do you want to calculate this?
Well, you can just target everyone and start healing away.
Yeah, I just don't know how to do it mechanically. Mechanically, she can dish out 3 channels, that's 9d6 healing, plus another 3 Cure Light wounds, and then 2 more using second level, so 5 Cure Light wounds. So that's 5d8 plus 25 to Ambrose, plus another 9d6 to everyone. She'll do that. She'd like to do that once we're settled into a place where it looks like we can rest. That leaves her with 1 third-level spell and 1 second-level spell still remaining, because she's been super careful about conserving her energy for just this situation. How do you want to calculate that? I mean, I don't really want to go through each.
Okay, so now how much is being done to everybody?
9d6.
Okay.
That's 3d6 3 times. 9d6. And that's all she's got for the day.
Got it.
Scotty has been very carefully reserving and conserving energy just for this very reason.
Okay, so now only Ambrose is still injured. How much can you do for him? Well, let's just take it. He has 23 wounds right now. Do you want to use one of your moderates?
She'd like to use 3 Cure Light wounds. All first level, each does 1d8 plus 5.
All right, so the Cure Lights.
So that's 3d8 plus 15. Should get him up to full.
Two of them did the trick. He is now full.
Excellent. So everyone's at full. Does anyone have any diseases or wounds or issues before we go to rest?
Eric has developed a little bit of a rash, but he's not
So
He wiped with the wrong leaf.
got it. Scotty will go into into the remains of her healing kit and use up a little bit of a bee-based healing ointment on him. It has no mechanical effect.
Scotty discreetly hands him some ointment. She's been noticing him scratching a little more lately, and though he hasn't said anything, she figured he might benefit from some ointment.
Yep. And then takes back the last
Eric
little bit.
appreciates.
So now you guys, begin to drift off to your well-deserved rest. Viter's ghost standing in ever-present watch. You guys know that...
North.
What's that?
With North.
Yeah, you guys know that with his undying love, and yes, that was a pun, that he will watch over you and keep you safe. Should anything come, he'll alert you. And so you guys get your full rest in, being able to recover your spell slots and prepare new spells for the day. Also, Scotty, well, there's a little bit of downtime, from combat. If you want to work on getting yourself leveled a little, you can.
Will do.
But so, you guys, long rests, full night's rests are not always spent just sleeping. There's the tending to the wounds, the eating of the rations, the studying of the spell books, the praying to the gods, the practicing with your weapons, sharpening of your weapons, tending to your, weapons and armor and clothing, sewing up a tear in your breeches, or whatever you all have to do here. So there's a little bit of time for you guys to kind of discuss as a party, not only everything that has happened and where you've come to, but where you go from here, what the plan is for getting out of here, and once out of here, what you intend to do. Ambrose, you know that this gem that you have recovered is a...
Cut off there, GM.
The what?
You know that this gem is a powerful artifact, Ambrose, but whether or not it is the tool that will help your people defeat the frost giants, you just don't know. And these guys seem to be, following the old chief's plan, but Scotty, as the leader of your people, you have to decide if that's the best plan still.
So what it sounds to me like is I want to get this gem back to my village, my people, so that they can at least tell me what the heck it is. I mean, do I know what it is? I know for sure it's a gem that can help my people, or is it something I'm speculating?
So you don't know for sure what the Heart of the Phoenix does, but you do know that this is one of the gems, the Heart of the Phoenix, that fueled the weapons that the giants used when they fought the gods. This sword that Eric just broke into is a weapon that has injured gods.
I think we were supposed to take the weapon somehow and shrink it. I still think that should have, but I don't have shrink.
Yeah.
Whoops.
If anything, we can just make it into a smaller weapon with like after just chopping off the
Yes, if somebody
the
has
sword.
if somebody has craft swords, but
Well, what about mend item? We may be able to mend the sword now.
men
But
doesn't
how
totally
will
work.
we be able to carry it out of here?
Right, and men doesn't totally work for magical items.
Yeah,
It
and this is an artifact class item.
Well, is it a magical item now that the gem is out?
Oh yeah.
we can take slivers of it and bring it, and we could probably each take a sliver of it and make some smaller swords out of it to a
That's
blacksmith or
not a bad
something.
idea. That's not a bad
Yeah,
idea at all.
Like how I was planning to goblet into.
Or other weapons, like I have craft rod now, and I could craft a rod out of it. So I think that's what we should do. And then we need to make sure, and once we get out here, we need to cap up the alliance with the bears and the remaining villagers, because there's no way that the villagers by themselves or the bears by themselves are gonna beat the giants.
I don't know. The Giants aren't that great.
But anyway,
The
that's what
the
we should
Giants
do.
are number one.
We should take up the slivers. Yeah, and let me go.
And and Noori is also planning to take the goblet and find a way to turn it into armor for North.
The goblet is gonna slow you down, so I don't know how you want to deal with that, because it's as big as you.
I'm getting obsessed with it.
I just think I can. I
Just leave it behind.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you got to leave the goblet behind. I don't think there's any reason to take it with you at this point. Let's focus on getting the sword out of here, or at least fragments of the sword out of here, so we can create some weapons and the gems, so that we can get it to where it needs to go.
I was also just thinking of fragmenting the goblet.
It's not gonna help.
That might be significantly harder.
Yeah, we can get some armor at our next stop.
Sorry, just trying to think.
It's all right.
Oh, yeah, nobody is saying that like you're wrong for wanting to try. It's just, the more they think about it, the less they think it's really going to be feasible, and they're just trying to let you know that.
We're not gonna. Yeah, it's valuable. It's just figure out how you want to carry it, sweetheart.
I mean,
Understood.
it's beyond valuable. It's even magical, but you know, so was the sword. Doesn't mean you guys can carry a 30-foot sword.
So we've got. So at this point, we are cutting the sword up into pieces. Yes.
Well, the sword was already shattered.
Okay.
The hilt of it anyway was shattered. So now there's just the tang and the blade
Okay.
and the crossguard, of course.
Okay. So we're gonna try to individually pick those up. I'll take the heaviest one.
Well, the blade is like 25 feet, 20 feet, however long the blade itself is, minus the hilt. The tang goes into the hilt. But so like basically what I'm saying is the blade itself is pretty much like there's no way to pick it up. Now, if you want to try and destroy the blade, to sunder the blade, you could try to do that, but it's made out of metal. You don't
Right.
know like what kind of metal it's made out of, but it's actually made out of Is that what it is? That's what Thor.
So why don't we just leave the blade and just take the rest of us out?
But that's the problem. It might, if we don't take at least pieces of the blade, like it might nullify the magic.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, unfortunately, I don't have the spells needed. So, that's not in my repertoire anyway. My theme.
Oh, really?
Trinket.
I'm gonna take a look real quick and just see what level it would be to get something, you know, in that vein of helping you here.
Well, I think it's like a level 2, but I think I have more level 2s than I think I have all level 2s I can have right now.
Oh no.
Then what do we do now?
Well, give me just 1 second to look up this spell for her because like, okay, so it's a 3rd level spell, shrink item.
Yeah, but we
And
already
that works on a non-magical item.
won't work on it won't work on a magical item.
It doesn't say that it would. Yeah, it says you are able to shrink one non-magical item if it is within the size limit to 1/16 of its normal size in each dimension.
Oh yeah, okay. It wouldn't help anyway.
Yeah. So
What class are you, Scotty?
Scotty is a shaman, and she just went up to a level 6 shaman. She also has 1 level as a brawler, which is why she's the unarmed combat type.
yeah, and you could
Scotty
only
is mostly a shaman.
you could only affect 14 cubic feet. So I think this is too big.
Yep, it is.
What is it we're struggling with? I'm not clear.
They want to shrink the sword.
Well, how much
Or
does it weigh? Why?
Or fabricated into smaller objects that are carryable. Carry pieces of the sword out to be reshaped into weapons, that sort of thing.
How heavy is the whole thing? Can we?
I mean,
25 feet long.
yeah, it like a ton and a half, maybe. I mean, that's just completely off the top of my head. I could be off by factors here, but
Well, if anything, we should just try and cut off a piece of the blade.
but
Yeah.
again, with what?
What spells do you have? Any cutting?
How about summon monster 3 to summon an Archon, and the Archon use its laser eyes to cut it? Would that work, maybe?
That would probably work.
I could summon a fire elemental if we had to melt it down, maybe.
There we go. That might work.
Or then we would be carrying hot metal.
It's just a big long sword, right?
Yeah.
So it seems like the sort of thing you could just put over some rocks and smash a bunch of times. I mean, it depends how thick and heavy it is.
Well, it's a 25-foot long sword, so I mean, I'd say it's like pretty thick.
So usually long swords are about 4 feet long, right? So it's
Yeah, I'd say that's about right. So let's call it 20 feet just for the sake of easy math.
And a typical sword weighs at most 25 pounds.
one. A typical longsword is 1 to 2 pounds. 2 is
And I'm
about
talking about like a bastard sword.
Yeah, those come in at around maybe 800 grams typically.
So this
Maybe
sword
as much as
can't be more
1,200.
than, if it's a 25-foot sword,
Couple 100 pounds, yeah.
this sword can't be more than 200, I would say.
Eh,
Each doubling results in an 8-fold increase in weight. It's 2-fold doublings and a little bit more.
The only other thing I
So-
can have, if I can figure out how heavy it is my flying disc.
Yeah, it ought to be light enough for the flying disc. It should be like 60 or maybe 100 times heavier than a regular weapon. 100 might be a reasonable number,
yeah, so
which would put it at like 200 or 300 pounds.
yeah. I was leaning more towards like 350, you know.
All right. Well, I think the flying
Okay,
sword
Lockie.
is 100 pounds per level every 2 levels. Let me look.
I said, God damn you, Loch Ness Monster.
I ain't giving you no tree fit.
Ah, so Jillavi, sounds like that might be sufficient. What's your weight limit, Jillavi?
Let me check.
How are you gonna balance it on the disc though?
Very carefully.
We put it at the center of mass, then we
Well,
tie a bunch of rope over it.
I understand the way that balancing works. I'm just saying, like, how do you guys expect that to work? Like-
We'll have to try it and see what doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just
You
saying.
put it in place and tie it down with rope.
Wherever you think the center point is, it might not be there. I mean, I don't have to explain this to you. You obviously know about swords a little bit, so like, you know. It's not near the middle, I'll tell you that much.
No, it's usually
No.
kind of near the hilt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's probably about where the guard is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I'm saying is like I don't even need to know that much about swords to tell you that there ain't no way that lifting it up in the middle is going to work.
We're waiting.
What are we waiting on?
Jillavi is looking up the weight limit on her flying
Oh,
disc,
yeah.
floating disc. It's probably going to be 300 pounds, which is probably just enough.
Yeah, I would say that, you know, despite
Okay,
saying that it was
I got it.
350.
It can hold 700 pounds. Some level 7 is 3 feet across.
3 feet across. Oof.
So what we'll need to do is put the center of it there, and then someone else will need to, we'll need to have a second point of contact to carry it properly.
I would say that's, yeah. So North is going to have to extend his Go-Go Gadget Eidolon arms, make some extra ice to extend them upwards a little bit and give them a little bit more flatness and ability to hold on to the sword and just kind of walk either in front or behind the disc. I'd say the disc should probably hold the heavy part, and North should be there just to give it a little extra support and stability as you guys move.
How about Jillavi and Scotty do it? Scotty will stay right next to Jillavi. Jillavi will do the flying disc, and Scotty will hold the long plunky part and keep it all lined up. And we'll just move
Yes,
as a
I
team.
am.
What do you think, Jillavi?
Or I can just have one of y'all sit on it.
If anything, North can probably carry some of the shards.
We don't have to break it. That's why we're trying to do this. So we're trying. The only thing is that if we are concentrating on keeping this thing balanced, we're gonna have a lot of problems with element of surprise and mobility.
Right.
So
So what say Jillavi and Scotty work at carrying the thing between the two of us with the floating disc and wit and
Yeah,
strength, we can
that's
do
what I
it.
said. I
And the
said, or
rest of
somebody
us keep
can
us
just sit on
safe.
it. Yeah, or somebody can just sit on it while on the disc.
Yeah. We'll be slow and clumsy, but we can move it that way. And
Well,
we
if
can keep us safe.
if somebody sits on it, they should have a very good vantage point by which to spot anyone that's trying to sneak up on us.
See,
Yeah,
that,
who wants to do that? One person can ride along too.
I guess I'm the light. I guess I should. And then I wouldn't
I
have to.
think, Gillivy, if you have the disc, you can't ride on it. I think
I
it'll follow
can.
20 feet behind Gillivy.
I don't know. Let me see.
Oh, can she? Okay.
Yeah, no, you can ride it around like a flying carpet.
Oh, perfect. Okay, then Gillivy, you do that, and Scotty will hold the other end of it to keep it on, and you can fly on it, and the two of us will do that, and everybody else can keep us safe and do the forward and the backward and the scouting while we just move the heavy thing.
Works for me. That sounds good.
Yeah, and and perhaps North can help doing it because he's usually the muscles for on my end.
Right,
Sure, what say we can take turns? When Scotty gets tired, she'll turn it over to North, and we can rotate. I think
North
we're both
never
pretty
gets
strong,
tired.
18 strength.
Yes, that's the advantage with North. He doesn't get tired like other mortals.
Oh, well, if he wants to do it, he's welcome to do it then, since he doesn't get tired.
Yeah, he's just an ice construct. He can just walk all day.
Indeed.
That's probably a better idea then.
Narori just follows
Yeah.
behind him, whipping him with a ice whip.
I don't usually do that.
I don't usually do that.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
you guys have that figured out, but now the question is, where are you going?
We need to find a way out.
Yeah.
Was this what we now have, the reason for coming here?
Yes.
Indeed.
All right.
What are the walls made of here? Are they made of stone or ice?
Ice covered stone.
I suggest we don't smash the walls unless we want another cave-in.
Hey, those are fun.
Well, I was just thinking we already had a cave-in that blocked our only exit out of here.
So let's trap ourselves permanently and end this.
Well, do we have an exit that we know of?
I think the only thing we've got is the stained glass window right now.
Does that lead to to outside?
It's unknown. It's completely iced over.
Yeah, I don't think we know. We can't see from it. Is there any way we can get elevation to?
I think we should just go through the whole. There's got to be a second door out somewhere. I think we should just keep going because, like, I'm sure there'll be other stuff.
Okay, well, let's keep going.
Well, if the walls are made of stone, I could use stone shape on them, and possibly carve an exit out of here.
What do y'all want to do? Y'all want to exit immediately, or do y'all want to explore more? There's more to this city. It's only the first city.
I think you want to keep going. I think you want to try to explore it.
I'm asking y'all. That's what I would do, but
Well, I'm just thinking it would be very unwieldy carrying a 25-foot sword throughout this place. There could be corridors that we simply cannot carry this sword through.
true. So make your decision.
I think we should bring the sword back to the village.
Well, I agree. I want to get the sword back to the village, but the issue right now, without any evident exit, I don't think it hurts us to go a little bit farther into this space.
Indeed. And maybe those eyes sort of is a hint. Remember?
Yeah, from the statues.
Yes, there's like 3 other doors, but only one of them was open. 3 or 4.
Well, I could cast stone shape and carve an exit out of here if we had to.
Yeah, you could, but it's kind of a split decision. Some people want to go straight to village, and some people want to go to explore more. Scotty, what's your vote?
Scotty votes for doing whatever we have to end this terrible winter. What do we have to do? We don't know. We found the crucial artifact, but what do we
But
do next with it?
is there more than one?
I don't know. What did Dad have to say?
He told you as much as he knew. His belief was that the ancient artifact, the Heart of the Phoenix, would have enough power to defeat the Frost Giant King, who is right now unleashing the wolves who will consume the sun, and Fimbulvinter will encase the world in ice, and the Frost Giants will march forward. And when that happens, then
Fire giants will come.
then the fire giants come, and then
Roaring
Fenrir is unleashed, and the undead come back, and you've already seen a bunch of the undead coming back, and so although you're not exactly sure where you are on the Ragnarok timeline, the fact that you're even somewhere on it is not good. Like, it doesn't matter how
Sure,
close to midnight you are on the doomsday clock. The fact that there is a doomsday clock is not a great sign.
Sure, but I think we're trying to figure out from that where to go next, what to do next. We've been so focused on getting to this point, I think we don't have a clue what to do next.
Yeah, well, your father didn't really know how to use the Heart of the Phoenix.
I was just about to say that.
It was
We need to figure out how to use it. I can do some studying on it. But
Is there anything on Nori's memory that could, in Nori's limited memory, that could help?
Good question.
You can roll a history check.
Anyone else? Can anyone help him with that?
If anyone is studied on, like, the gods,
no, because we don't have a cleric.
Scotty knows a thing or two about that.
Which role do I have to make?
knowledge history. If you
I
don't
have one.
specifically have
Let me roll-
knowledge history, then you can just roll a standard intelligence check.
I have one knowledge history.
I have knowledge arcana and knowledge planes.
But-
Ooh, knowledge planes.
Roll that.
Yeah, that one will work for this. And, like, if you roll good enough, you'll know why.
That's pretty good.
It's not bad.
28?
Yeah, I mean, it's not 30. So anyway, you know that the Heart of the Phoenix is literally a artifact from the elemental plane of fire. The legend is that it is literally the heart of one of the legendary phoenixes that forged the world and, things like the sun out of its fire. And this artifact was claimed by this frost giant who slew the fire god, basically. And so the phoenix was slain by the frost giant, who then claimed its heart and placed it in the hilt of his sword, and that gave him the power to revive. But then he died of ennui in his throne and was just entombed here, and people went out.
I sort of relay this.
So yeah, he says it's the heart of a phoenix.
In its most basic terms, it's the literal heart of a phoenix.
So, have we decided that we're going to try to get out of here, or what? I just need to know if I need to prepare spells to stone shape and the like to carve an exit out of this place.
Why don't we try the stone shape? I mean, let's try that, and if that works, great. If not, then we got to go deeper into the dungeon here to see what we got.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. Give me just a second. All right. Before I cast Stone Shape, I'm going to cast Earth Glide, and that'll basically let me swim through the stone. And I'm going to try to find a place in the stone that it's thin enough that Stone Shape will allow us to create an exit.
Okay.
Because Stone Shape only affects 10 cubic feet per casting.
Okay. And so you're gonna poke your head through and see what you see?
Pretty much.
Okay. And so you go by the wall underneath the stained glass window?
I'm going to go by the wall. I'm going to go throughout the place and just basically swim through the walls until I find a place that's thin enough to make a door.
Like Scrooge McDuck, you dive into the pile of stones and swim through, and you come out the other side. Well, first of all, it's nothing but mountain and ground all around you.
Okay. Does there seem like there's any place that's thin enough?
No. Until you come to the side by the stained glass window, and you poke your head out, and there's air, but it's pure darkness.
Pure darkness. I can't tell what's in there.
Nothing. But it's
Okay.
it's a cavern of some kind.
Do I hear anything? Do I sense anything?
Yes. You immediately feel the biting cold of like freezing mist just biting into your skin immediately. And you know the sound that like ice makes?
The crackling, crunchy sound?
Like, yeah, but not just the cracking, just like that sound that ice makes when like just a little bit of air moves past it, and you can just hear like, yeah, like a hissing sound. Yeah, like there's just like a sound that ice makes. Oh yeah, no worries. That's exactly when the session wraps.
Does it sound like the wind?
A little, but not. There's no wind. It's just air moving past ice.
Okay. Well, I'm going to pull back and then cast Stone Shape, and after I get there and try to make a doorway there and see what's on the other side.
Well, so when you make the doorway, a little bit of the light from Scotty, I think, shines the light. Who shines the light? One of you has a light.
Lots of us have the ability to do light. Scotty
Yeah.
is one of them.
Yeah. So, whoever's got the light shining, brightly shines their light through the hole, and you see a cavern filled with ice. Filled with ice and more treasure than you could ever spend in all of your lifetimes, in all of your children's lifetimes, in all of your grandchildren's lifetimes. There's more treasure here than you could ever imagine existed in the world.
Well, I don't think I found an exit, but, well, I found this place.
Scotty says, hey, it might be okay for us to take a little, but let us not be blinded by greed, for wealth will do us no good if the world ends.
Indeed, the material is only temporary, as many would say.
The sight
But-
of all of this treasure excites you to no end, but you recall, Ambrose does,
What?
that this is the Frostfang Mountains, named for Frostfang herself, a massive two-headed ancient white dragon. And this just might be her hoard, looted from the first city itself.
Guys, if that's the case, we don't want to mess with it. We don't want to mess with her. And we want to get into a small space where a big dragon can't go. Down a small corridor that a big dragon can't follow.
Hmm.
Though Nori sort of like thinks to himself, like, if I have to say anything, a draconic ally might be a good thing to do. To
Anyone here have a way to speak Draconic?
Not right now.
Scotty does not. North has a good idea there that if there's some, it might be worth talking to the dragon as an ally, but don't loot, don't steal from her if we're going to do that.
Right.
understood.
Sounds good to me.
Nori. It's Nori, not North.
Right, sorry, Nori.
Well, that
This-
is where we draw to a close for this session, with you guys bewildered at the amount of treasure and unsure of whose it is, though Ambrose knows that this could be big trouble. We will find out next week what fate will befall our heroes as they try to make their way back home with the heart of the Phoenix. Will they ultimately be able to use this artifact to turn back Ragnarok? Or will they die before they ever find out if they can even use it? We will find out together on Dragons of the Frozen Seas. I want to thank you guys for playing. I want to thank anyone who's watching. And as always, everyone, good
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 game.
gaming.
Good gaming.
Good game.